Thank you so much, everybody. And we'll be moving to the first thing on the agenda, which is reciting the national prayer. Can we all be on our feet?
As we recite the national prayer.
O God of creation, in words, when to go. O God of creation, direct our noble course. Guide our leaders right. Help our youth the truth to know. In love and honesty to grow. And live in just and truth. Great lofty heights attain. To build a nation where peace and justice reign. Can we clap our hands? Thank you, and please have your seats.
Thank you once again, Stella, for that wonderful prayer. It is needed for these trying times. And please, let's keep praying for our leaders. Let's keep praying for those who are in authority. They need wisdom to navigate us through the turbulence, the economic turbulence we are facing now. And we hope and we pray that the wisdom needed will be granted unto them. Now it's time for our EYA anthem. EYA is an acronym of Enterprise for Youth in Agriculture. So I want us to stand up with utmost respect as we recite and sing the EYA anthem that will be displayed on the screen.
Agro minds, we raise the kings and queens by building foodie roads. We are loyal, we have integrity for global dominance. We are EYA, we are EYA, the future of Nigeria. We are soilless, business technology, and opportunity. We are EYA, we are EYA, the future of Nigeria. We are soilless, business technology, and opportunity.
Thank you. May we have our seats.
EYA partners in the house, when I say yeah, yeah, you say yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. When I say EYA Classic, you say we are EYA. EYA Classic.
We are EYA.
EYA Classic.
We are EYA.
No farmer.
No nation.
No nation.
No farmer.
Thank you so much. Are you sure you are happy to be here this morning? It is awesome because we are going to be learning a lot. It's going to be an atmosphere of knowledge exchange. You are going to be learning what it is to be an agro mind, to be young, to be talented, to be optimistic, full of potential in the agri sector, how we've come, how we are faring well, and what we aim to be and to hold up in order for everybody to be able to have access to nutritious, safe, and sufficient food at all times. It is time for the introduction of our stakeholders. We are happy that you are here with us, and I would like to call on Ms. Grace Enoidem and
Mr. Paul to come on stage to take the introduction of the guests.
Thank you and enjoy.
Good morning once again, everyone. You're welcome to this engagement. I'm sure you're all happy to be here. Please smile. Smile. That's captivating. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. I want to welcome you to another edition of the stakeholders meeting for the EYA project. My name is Okwara Paul Chika, and with me is the elegant
Grace Enoidem. Want to use this opportunity to welcome you, distinguished guests, to our midst this morning. Thank you for taking out this special moment to be with us today. We really appreciate it, and we promise that this event is going to be worth your time. We also want to use this opportunity to welcome our father of the community, the Kabiyesi of Awowo, His Royal Majesty, King Abdul Gafar Tijani Kabiyesi. You're welcome very much, sir. Thank you so much for your wavering support towards us. We say we appreciate you and thank you for coming.
While we await our other dignitaries who are here to come, we also want to acknowledge the presence of some very important guests in our meet. Miss Pretty, Miss Farmer, FCMB, Mobi Akpabio, Greenport, and other honorables seated here in our midst. We want to thank you for coming, creating our time to be here. We say do enjoy the rest of the program. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Paul and Sandra, for that wonderful introduction. Next on our agenda is Documentary 1. And Documentary 1 is a presentation of the journey before AIA, introducing what AIA is. Like I said, AIA is an acronym for Enterprise for Youth in Agriculture. So in the next few minutes, we'll be viewing the journey before AIA. Stay tuned and enjoy the show.
In the heart of a young man, a seed of inspiration took root, an audacious dream to not just cultivate crops, but to cultivate change, to combat food scarcity at its root, and thus, AIA was born. AIA, the Enterprise for Youth in Agriculture, a man in January 2023 from a bold initiative, Walk and Learn. This wasn't just about teaching, it was about empowering, providing the platform and the push for young minds to thrive. 5 days a month, youth gathered in Omiri, Ogun State, to delve into the world of agroponics and agribusiness, guided by the dedicated team. For 30 months, the impact was profound, and over 1,005 youths have, with newfound knowledge, embarked on their own agricultural journeys, transforming mere seeds of potential into flourishing farms. The highlights: witnessing former trainees now leading the charge as facilitators, a testament to the ripple effect of empowerment. But as demand swelled, so did the need to expand. With the support of Mastercard Foundation, AIA set its sights on Awuwo, Ogun State, securing vast hectares of land. The race against time began, and the construction of hostels, classrooms, and more, all while admissions were underway. And then, on the 8th of January 2023, it happened. 1,000 youths from every corner of Nigeria trooped into Arowo, luggage in tow, ready to embark on a 3-month quest into the world of silence farming. From humble beginnings to vast horizons, AIA stands as a beacon of hope and possibilities. With each passing day, as these youths nurture their dreams into the greenery of Arowo, the legacy of AIA grows, rooted in the soil of empowerment and gratitude. Welcome to the remarkable journey of AIA, the journey of a generation, the journey of change. Welcome to a world where seeds of inspiration blossom into the field of opportunity. Welcome to AIA.
Thank you for watching. You would agree with me that agriculture is no longer just a way of life. It is agribusiness. And we are the youth. We are ready to explore the science, art, and technology of agriculture in order to be able to secure the future of food. And you will also see that what AIA is doing, the Enterprise for Youth in Agriculture, is to upskill youth and women in order for us to stand in position to be agric minds that will be key players in the agric marketplace of the 21st century. Can we please jam our hands together again for the wonderful thing that is going on in the AIA project? Thank you so much. And with this, we are going to be moving to the welcome address. And I would like to call on Miss Adekemi Adeoye. Kindly come forward, ma'am. Thank you. And have the stage.
All protocols duly observed. I acknowledge the presence of everyone seated here today. After all, this is a stakeholders meeting, and our presence is of significant technologies about the sound. Once again, all protocols duly observed. I acknowledge the presence of everyone seated here today. After all, this is a stakeholders meeting, and it will be of no impact without our presence. Just as the theme of this meeting implies, unlocking opportunities for all, then it is safe to say that everyone seated here today is an embodiment of opportunity that should be maximized. And in the words of African farmer Mogaji, no farmer, no future. Permit me to say that today is the future, because gathered here today is a convergence of now and the next in the agricultural sector. As we know that this is an event and it will surely pass, but however, one thing will remain, and that will be opportunities, and our lives will be defined by it. Without further ado, it is enough to say, welcome to Farm City, welcome to opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you once again for that wonderful welcome address. And it is safe to say that no farmers, and no future. Thank you once again. Now we'll be moving on to the second documentary that will be explaining further what AI is. So we've been introduced to what AI is. The second documentary show will be explaining in further details what AI is. In the next few minutes, we will also be enjoying this show. Please stay tuned and enjoy the show.
Hi, I'm Dr. Samson Obole, team lead to Soilless Farm Lab. At Soilless Farm Lab, we are an agri-tech company whose focus is to ensure that we have year-round food production because we understand that hunger is not seasonal. Now, to do this, we employ the use of greenhouse technology, Soilless farming technology, AI-based irrigation system, as well as inputs to market to ensure that we can produce year-round if the price constant and more importantly that we ensure fresh quality produce. Now, after the advent of COVID-19 by the end of 2020, towards the end of the year, we have to come up with a methodology to teach people who did not have money to pay for greenhouse farming. Then we started something called Work and Learn, where we get people to come in to learn for free while they are also working for free. Having done over 30 editions, in 2022, we had the privilege of partnering with Mastercard Foundation, where we were told to train 12,000 young people aged between 18 and 29 for the next 3 years, where we give admission to 1,000 young people every quarter, with 70% females and 30% male. This is the fifth quarter, that's the first quarter of the second year since we started. We've trained over 4,000 young people. We are now our 5,000th group right now that are currently undergoing training. And for us to get this right, one of the things we had to do was to come up with infrastructure. So we had to partner with different companies such as Vantage, Emotan, to help in the construction of hostels, managing hostels that these young people will stay. In addition, to ensure security because of the location of our farm, we had to work with the likes of Oscar Newman, a private security firm, Legion, a paramilitary company or a paramilitary firm. We also have the likes of the Vigilantes, the OPC, the Civil Defense Corps from the government, and the Nigerian police, who together has ensured that we have a safe environment to operate from. In addition to this, beyond just the training on hydroponics, greenhouse setup, and them actually doing the setup, because we understood we were going to be dealing with youth, we had to bring in different activities so that there is time for work and there is time for play. So, for example, we have something called the Mr. and Miss Eya, where we celebrate intelligence based on what had happened throughout the 3 months as well as what's happening across the country. We have debates, we have quiz competition. In addition to that, we have sports competitions, we have talent hunt competitions, such that we are able to have these young people explore the different talents that they have, such that they are not just about agriculture, but they understand that their different individual talents have a place for expression within agri. And for the training proper, we also get to train them on different parts of the value chain, especially as it relates to greenhouse setup. So some are learning the welding, some get to learn, so they all get to learn welding, but some decide to focus more on the welding, some on the tailoring of the cover for the greenhouses, some on the bricklaying for the greenhouses, some on the logistics, the sales, the marketing. So at the end of the day, they come together to form companies where they have a robust setup where they are able to perform to their max as a unit. So far, so good. We've been able to train 4,000 young people, and they've set up 320 greenhouses. So, in addition to these, we've also had great community engagement. For example, we had to set up a health center within the facility that caters to the young people in the farm. Much more than that, we give children in the local community age 5 and to 0 free medication or free access to medication, as well as those above 70, 80 years free medication. In addition, we've been able to do a 5-kilometer road. Then we've also brought in electricity into the village. They've never had electricity here, so we are bringing that in. We've been able to set up a community market that operates 6 out of 7 days in a week, and they are all able to now make good living out of the market. In addition to that, we also empowered the local men with tricycles, because we have young people, over 1,000 people, because of the old partners living. They are able to commute them in and out of the premises, and they are able to make a living. So these are some of the things. So right now we have, for example, the price of land when we came in here has more than gone times 5, just because of the development that we have brought into the community. And before now, they only sold lands per acre, but now they are able to sell lands per plot, because they still get good value from selling per plot. So thank you. We look forward to doing much more for the community, for the young people, and much more than that, setting a template for the country to ensure food security.
In the regular words of our wizard farmer Samson, he said, food production should not be seasonal, because hunger is not seasonal.
Yes, and we will keep affirming to that, because in a world where things are changing regularly, even the climate, they are no longer what they used to be. We need to learn, unlearn, and relearn in order for us to be able to build sustainable and profitable agri-food systems. And that is what EYA is doing, creating an enabling environment in order for youths and women to explore, to know how, to know what, to know where, to know when we can practice agriculture in order for us to secure the future of food. Thank you so much for listening. And with this, we are moving to the next thing on the agenda, which is the EYA presentation. And I would like to call on Ms. Peace Okwara and
Mr. Paul Udoko to the stage.
thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Good morning once more.
Good morning, our distinguished guests. It's nice to have you here. Thank you for honoring our invitation, and we hope that we'll get to Manager for AYA Projects, and with me is...
Idoku Paul, I am the M&E officer. Thank you.
So we'll be talking about AYA journey, just like the way we've listened to the documentary on how AYA started. We are going to see today that AYA actually helped to bridge the barriers that Work and Learn had. Work and Learn had like 3 key barriers. One is sustainability, the second is female participation, and the third is closeness to mentoring. For sustainability barrier, one thing we realized was after the training, that is Work and Learn, which was a 5-day training, we had issues where students wanted loan or trying to access this funding, and with that, it also reduced their enthusiasm in starting. But with AYA, we have made provision of a farm space, greenhouses, seed and farm inputs, so that these students can immediately launch into their agricultural journey after the training. Another barrier Work and Learn had was female participation. So in female participation, we recorded high number of female partners who were willing to learn. When it's time to register, they all register online and say, yes, I'll be available for the training. But when it comes down to the physical registration, we recorded few numbers. And we tried to do a survey to know what was happening. And we realized there was actually this reality that we just did not understand. The reality was, it's not easy for a ward or a spouse to allow the female partners to go to an unknown place. I'm living in Ogun State, or let me even use somewhere like Lagos, and you're coming to Ogun State. If I have nobody there, I have no accommodation, I'm not sure of the security, it's easier allowing the males to come than the females. So we recorded few females participating. But with AYA, we've been able to provide that secured environment and provide accommodation for this female. Hence, we are able to achieve our 70% female participation and our 30% male participation. Closeness to mentoring was also a barrier. So we realized that when we had these partners come for the training, after the training, they wanted a close mentorship. So this is common with youth. For every youth trying to venture into a new space, they need that close mentoring for at least 6 months. Now can have somebody to always check up and ensure that they are on the right path. This close mentoring was a problem with Work and Learn because they had to travel to wherever they came from. And also the fact that some of them even stayed far away from their colleagues who they co-trained with. But with AYA, we were able to build a system mentorship. And outside the mentorship, it's more beautiful knowing that they have their co-trainees who they learned this program with. So they can learn together, they can also brainstorm together and ensure that their journey to this agriculture is awesome and favorable. What exactly is the goal of AYA? AYA's goal is to create dignified and sustainable employment that empowers women and youth in agriculture. 1, a sense of purpose. Can these young partners come into this agricultural training and say, yes, I have found purpose and I'm proud to be called a farmer? Another thing we are looking at is reputable work. Can I be in the midst of my colleagues who are engineers, who are doctors, and say, yes, I am a farmer at the workplace? Can these young partners be proud to say, I am well respected, we are not being looked down on? And also reliable income. Can they say, I'm a farmer and I'm sure and I'm certain that I'm being paid well for what I do? These are the goals of AYA, and with this we've been able to create that. The project deliverables for AYA. First, we are looking at the numbers. AYA aims to train 12,000 young people. AYA aims to work with youth between the age bracket of 18 to 29 for the male and 18 to 35 for the females. AYA has a big deal on gender trajectory, and we are looking at 70% female and 30% male. AYA also aims to provide businesses, ensure that they are not just being trained, but they can commence their agricultural journey as a business, a profitable business. AYA aims to provide hands-on training. In hands-on training, we are ensuring that they have an wholesome experience where they get to learn about construction, they get to learn about production, they get to learn about branding and marketing. Hence, there's a whole value chain that is exposed to them, and for any reason they want to decide to pick a niche, they have options on what they want to dwell on. AYA is also big on inclusion. we are setting a pace where we ensure that we have 5% of the 12,000 trained as persons with disability. And so far, we have trained over 50 persons with disability. Mr. Idoko will tell us the impact of AIA.
Thank you very much, PM. Thank you, all our guests. We have a lot of impacts. Our impacts are quite numerous. AIA, like we know, Enterprise for Youth in Agriculture, is a platform that comes with a lot of opportunities. And so today, this morning, we're going to be focusing on 3 key areas that we have been able to impact so fully, and we have reasonable evidence. First is the youth. The second is within the community, the host community where we live. And the third part of it is the economy. For the youth, yes, part of our impacts we have been able to train. In one of the presentations that came much earlier, we learned that in every cohort we train 1,000 people, and in these 1,000 people, in the last 1 year, we've been able to train 4,000, and the 5,000 of these people are currently in training. So in a few weeks' time from now, we'll have 5,000 young individuals between the ages of 18 to 29, fully trained on hydroponics, soilless, and greenhouse setup. Now, around the community, on the community, we have been able to create over 10 lines of different business opportunities for locals that are living within the host community. Now, this starts from fast-moving consumer goods, hairstylists, pastry making, fast food, frozen foods, agri types of businesses in different dimensions, boutique, cash points, food, restaurants, laundry, and a lot more. Now, because of the influx of young people to come into AIA to be able to stay for months and learn, this community that we created in the community has been able to positively influence this particular community that we have been integrated into to be able to generate a lot more of source of funding for them. Now, in the premises too, within the Pepsa place, within the farm city, we have been able to create a stable recruitment for over 30 locals, people whom have been recruited and are on stable payment, not talking about contracts and other forms of artisan jobs and all that around. We have been able to open accessible roads right from the junctions, about 5 kilometers, which has given the community a better access to even transporting their farm inputs or outputs out of the community, and they are making a lot more out of it. We have been able to empower 8 family people with recycles, and this is really helping them to be able to feed their families. We have operating a mini school within the farm city. Now, when we came into this premises, we realized that this is quite really very far from the main community, which is Awowo. And many of the small villages around here have children who have been unable to go to school. And what we have done in that regard is we had a partner whom at some point came up with the idea to be able to say, I will start up a community school that we cater for these little ones. And currently, as we talk to you, we have a number of over 50 young children that are currently accessing that school. Now, we have provided basic healthcare services. We have also created and brought in electrification that has affected at least the community in one way or the other positively. We have created a stronger security, and noticed that around the farm city and here, between the period when we came in, we have had more number of peasant farmers, young farmers, or young people, or even the community people coming in to farm within these premises. The reason is because we have more stable security that is stationed within the farm city and its environs. So also, medical outreach. Once in a while, we're doing free community medical outreaches where we're able to talk to the women and also be able to encourage them on how to live better lives and hygiene. Please, can we move forward? Now, this is not just all about it. So the economic part of it, which is very, very interesting, is the fact that the 6-day market that was earlier discussed has now been changed to 7 days market. We have a community that has an average of 1,400 to 500 people living at a time in these premises. Now, we also acknowledge the fact that we are a community that lives also in a community. So there is need for the people who live here to have a 7 days market. So compared to the previous markets that we have had before the project, which is just a 1 day within the community, now we have a 7 days market within this community. This 7 days market has about an average of 70 vendor stands, of which over 70% of these vendor stands are people that are from the local community. And on an average, monthly, this local market of 7 days makes over 12 million, which is a lot, contributing to the economic development of the environs and the country at large. Now, notwithstanding, we boast in food production. Now, we have about 450 operational greenhouses that have been set up in the last 1 year. These 450 greenhouses, in an average, in a week, we do not produce less than 500 kg of assorted vegetables. Now, this is a high and a quite remarkable contribution to food security in Nigeria and the world at large. So, we have and we can boast in the fact that we are contributing positively to food security and, of course, to the Nigerian market. Now, we have also created jobs for over 500 young individuals. Now, remember we told you we have trained about 5,000 in the next few weeks. That number will be 5,000. But, of course, there are a couple of persons who have come in here, who have learned, who have gone back and had challenges, and have been unable to really start up because of one thing or the other. But in this number, we have a record that over 500 young individuals have been able to move on with dignified jobs, stable jobs within and outside the premises of this place. So, our achievements are quite remarkable, and I can tell you from now till tomorrow, on and on and on, that Enterprise for Youth in Agriculture is really an opportunity, a platform of a lot of opportunities. And so, this is just a photo. I want to just quickly take us through it. We have Osita. Osita is someone who came in cohort 2, learned about hydroponics and greenhouses. He became interested in the welding aspect of it. Currently, Osita owns the MIT, that is the Metal Integrated Technology, and he's currently into the fabrication of anything that has to do with greenhouse setup and building. Now, this is one young individual who currently even recruits other people, trains them, and is able to pass the knowledge on and on and on. We have Joshua Olabuju, somebody who came in here, who loved the program, who also brought his brother in. And through our collaboration in one way or the other, the brother also learned his skills and was able to say, okay, I want to go to the university and further. And thanks to FUNAB and our collaboration today, he is an agric student in FUNAB. Now, notwithstanding, we have so many. They had likes of Hannah Rotimi. Hannah Rotimi came, learned hydroponics, and actually looked at it and said, okay, fine, I can create a permaculture, a place where plants can interact with each other and animals, and there is no need for additional inputs. All that we need to do is have these animals feed from the waste of the plant and give back their waste to the plants, and there will be a balance in the ecosystem. So those are opportunities. And currently she owns a rabbitry farm on the farm, and we're happy and we're moving on. Now, we also have this very one in the middle that is called the Calvary Farm and Feeds, the Agro-Schooling Volunteers. Now, a couple of months ago, we had a partner who came in here who learned these and came up with a very beautiful idea. His idea is to ensure that he is doing what? Agro-schooling volunteering, where he has been able to gather 25 other young individuals across the different states in the West. And what he's doing currently is reaching out to schools and passing on this knowledge of hydroponics and greenhouses. A year has shown to us that it is not just enough that young people can be whatever they can be, but if we are able to tap into the opportunities that lies in the agri-sector, they will be able to maximize those opportunities and go beyond even the level that we ever cannot imagine. So those are part of the opportunities and part of, the impact stories that we have gathered. We have a lot more that we can share, but of course, because of time, we have to go on. Thank you.
Going to the activities in EYA. EYA broadly has two main activities. One is the core training, which is both theoretical and practical, and also an activity that has to do with their social life. So for the practical activity, I just have a short picture of partners at work. Here, the partners are seen doing boucher making. They are also involved in greenhouse setup. They are also involved in seed transplanting. Outside their theoretical classes they get to learn at night in the classrooms. For their social life, you cannot house over 1,000 young individuals without thinking about their social life, and we had to do that. So for their social life, first, we understand the place of religion. Hence, we have two worship centers. One is the mosque, the other one is the church. Secondly, we have created a sport complex. In this sport complex, we have the badminton court, the volleyball court, we have the football pitch, board games, and a lot to get them occupied. Also, we have also created for the sport activities, competitions, events, all this to make their life in EYA fun. For the sports activities, I have 3 pictures here that are just going to highlight things that happened in EYA. The first picture is a football competition between cohort 4 partners and youths or the football group of Awowo community. And it's interesting to know we won them 2-0. Yes. Okay, the next picture talks about the 10-kilometer marathon that took place last cohort. This cohort. So we had both the male and the female both engaging in this exercise, and it was awesome. The last picture there was a chess competition where we invited Chess in Slum. Chess in Slum is an NGO who makes use of chess competition to foster and help kids in underprivileged community. So these are the sports activities that happen in Eya Ground. And sadly, they won us, but we know next time we are going to win them. Back to our events, we have things like the Bonfire Night. The Bonfire Night is just a welcome ceremony for the newly admitted trainees, the Mr. and Miss Eya. It's an awarded pageant event organized to celebrate the cultural outfit. We also have events like today, which is our cultural day. That is why you're seeing us dressed elegantly in our different attires and different culture. I hope you're able to spot the cultures when you see the outfits. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So there's no doubt young people can do a lot. And agriculture is not just a thing that you do in the blind. That's why we are called the tech farmers. I'm going to just quickly take us through challenges. We're going to look at challenges. Now, there is often a word that says there are no opportunities without challenges. And because of the challenges, that is the reason why we are all here. Because we have policymakers in this room, we have game changers, we have the people that really matter. It is not by the numbers, but of course, it is by the people that are seated. So, we as Eya, Enterprise for Youth in Agriculture, we started since the last 1 year, in the last the first months of the last, that's Eya itself, in January 2023. And we have come to realize that even though we are trying the best we can as an implementing partner with MasterCard Foundation, we still have challenges because of the numerous opportunities that the platform has provided. The first challenges that we have is focused on infrastructure. Now, remember we talked about the number of youths that have been engaged in dignified jobs and all that. A lot of people that were in the first cohort after their graduation were willing to stay back. But because of things like affordability of housing, a couple of them could not really stay. So what they had to do was go back home and be able to look into what and how they can be able to put these skills that they have learned into practice. Now, we understand that, and we understand that there are so many daddies and mommies in this room that can come in and be able to change a lot of these narratives. We also had issues with a standard crèche for babies. Currently, in our own facility, in these premises, in this community where we live, we have market women, we have the likes of others who have come in here to do businesses. We have young people who have graduated from the program and are staying back, people of marriageable ages. And we understand that if we are to continue fostering in this opportunity, there will be times that we'll have number of babies and children that will require that we have a standard crèche currently. Now, notwithstanding, accessibility to standard healthcare facility, yes, we do have a healthcare system inside of this place, a mini health facility, but we do not have the standard kind of facility to be able to, attend to people of, more intense health challenges. So if there is opportunity in this regard, I know people from the agency, the ministry, the fathers of the land, the people that are the game changers, the policy makers, they can actually bring this. So these are part of our challenges. Now, for partners, scalability of existing companies. In a year, like we say, we train, we give the opportunity for you to start up. Start up in the sense that we're able to give you inputs, we're able to build 4 greenhouses for you on 3 plots of land, and we continue to train and train and train, and we move in cohorts. Now, these companies have come of age. A couple of them have begun to produce, they are making money, and there is need for them to scale in the future. But the question is, these young individuals that are being accounted for in these companies, do they have opportunities to go out and say, yes, because of the little I have now, I have an agricultural land that is being reserved by the government, or by individuals, or by the father of the land within this area to say, I can actually use this for years and without paying, so that they are able to contribute positively to food safety. These are the questions that we today, we are asking, and we are also telling the people that matters in this room as part of our challenges. Now, Nigeria as a whole has also been very challenging, even though it's been really very, very interesting. Nigeria has been challenging. There has been high dependency on foreign market for farm inputs. Sometimes what we buy today becomes a problem for us to get tomorrow. And there is need for this program to continue. So we have seen this, and it's affecting us in many dimensions. And we know that all that needs to change this game is just a form of decision, a form of policy, a form of, meeting that 1 or 2 people who are present here can just make this come to life. So we believe that these challenges are challenges that will not just fall on deaf ears, because we have big people in this room today, and we believe that moving forward, we are going to have a response in some way positively, hopefully. So I'm going to go to the next part where we will just be wrapping up. We have taken a lot of time, but I think it's worth it. Please, next. Next, please. So we're just going to wrap up very quickly. Very quickly. So I'm coming to a gallery, just a gallery of a photo explanations of what the summary of a year is like. We are farmers, we're young farmers, we're tech farmers, but beyond farming, we are doing a lot more of other things to ensure that we are staying positive, and the systemic change that Enterprise for Youth in Agriculture is trying to create will be achieved in the course of all this journey. Sorry, I think there is a little bit of technicality, but what we have left is just basically photos of our daily lives. The first part of it is more of what we do, basically, our classes, and a lot more. Maybe PM you can speak to.
Yeah, we have a picture showing what the morning routine is like on Saturdays. Partners get to engage in exercise. We also have a picture that shows what the training hall looks like, where they are in a conducive environment, getting to learn from their facilitators. We had pictures showing them on the field, fully kitted, on their vest and their helmets. And all of this just a small snippet of what happens in EYA. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's clap our hands once again for that beautiful story. Once again, I also want to make mention that I'm a benefit of EYA, and a beneficiary of EYA rather, and also a beneficiary post EYA. Most of the times, my partners keep asking me, our partners are students, they keep asking me, what were you doing before this time? What were you doing before EYA? And I keep telling them, EYA started way before this December, last year, January that we started. EYA started from Walk and Learn. And I'm also a beneficiary of Walk and Learn, and also a beneficiary of the impact EYA has made. Today, standing before you, I'm one of the facilitators for the project EYA.
Thank you so much for listening. Without saying much, I am happy, I am proud, I am glad to say I am a living testament of the Work and Learn to the EYA program. It is so enlightening to know what you're doing, to know the way forward, and to know the results that comes out from continuous learning. Can we please jam our hands together as we celebrate the impact, the progress, the development, the inputs, the results that EYA is giving to youth and women in the agricultural sector. And with this, we are moving to the goodwill message. We have our mommies, we have our daddies, we have the agri experts in the house, we have the giants, we have the icons that are making giant strands in the agricultural sector. Permit me, Joe, the person I want to call, let me speak, let me come back home. Baba. We call him our father, our daddy, and in royal honor, in royal redentry, we are going to be calling him. And when I'm done calling him, I would like every one of us to echo Kabiesio. So in special honor, in royal honor and dignitary, I would like to bring forward our father, our daddy, His Royal Majesty, Kabiesi Obatijani Abdugafar Olasukomi. Want to go?
Kabiesio.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Let's keep clapping our hands.
Let's
Thank you so much.
Kabiesio.
Good morning, everybody. honestly, sincerely, I'm the most happiest man today. I thank my ancestors, I thank my God that my effort is not wasted. I can tell you sincerely that I'll be on this throne for going to 14 years now. When land was selling at 100,000 per acre. When I ascended the throne, I told my people that in my tenure and my reign, a plot of land will be selling for 1 million in Nauru. It was like it's impossible. Many people was how that could be possible. Today, we are selling land at Awu for 4 million per plot. It's not just by playing, it's by prayer. As a traditional man, my effort, my sacrifice, every day for development of my community. And thank God, I thank my parents that I can handle my ujukukuru. When this place was about to start, my community are in fight with me that you should go and stop them. Go and ask for Uwamonile. Go and ask for this, go and ask for that. I only have one question for them. Is that project they are doing, are they taking it away? This project will bring development, even though I don't know how large it is. And I promise myself that I will never take money for foundation. Anybody, either individual or corporate enterprise. And I thank God today that I can stand in front of you that I've never taken money for Omonile or money to enter the land or foundation money or roofing money for whatever any reason. I am happy that we can create a town within a town. I'm happy that all the effort I've been making does not go in vain. I thank God for Soilers. I thank God for, I call him Uncle Sam, the small body with big engine. How this place, in year 2021, this place was not like this. In 2022, this place was not like this. If somebody can create this within a year, let us give that to him. He's a wonderful man. Even though I was not listed up as part of their partner, I'm a partner in progress. And I told Sam that a time will come that he will bring a jeep to me that Kabiyesi, this is for you. And I know God will do that for him. Yes. I want to appreciate Soilers for this wonderful project they are doing. They have been helpful. All what they listed that they have done in this community, it is true. I can testify to that. I can stand in for them anywhere, anytime, any day. And I promise I will still be there for them by His grace. To our youth, I appreciate you for giving time to come and attend, to come and learn. That I want to invest here. That is my prayer any day. That we have good lands that can bring money to good things. I welcome you all to this place. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Kí adé kó pẹ́ lórí.
Kí bàtà kó pẹ́ lẹ́sẹ̀.
Kí ilẹ̀kẹ̀ kó pẹ́ lọ́rùn.
Ẹ ṣé bàbá mi, ìjọba yín tù wá lára gbọ̀n òkè. Thank you so much. And so it is time for the next person. We have a lot of mommies in the industries, mommies that are supporting us, mommies that are feeding us, mommies that are standing with us, that are standing for us. And the next person I'll be calling is the director, Greenport Nigeria, Mommy Edobong Akpabio, for a goodwill message to us. Please, you can keep clapping.
Please,
she's our
let's
mommy.
clap.
We love her so much. Can we please clap our hands together for mommy? Thank you, ma.
Eya youths.
We are Eya.
Eya youths.
We are Eya.
You were talking about cultural day. I want to know who is identifying with my culture.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
It's good to be here. It's always good to be here. And our father, Kabesi, has said everything I would have loved to say. It's been a wonderful experience knowing Samson. I've known him for years. And in my heart, I've told him all, but I've always seen him as a disruptor.
Reduce the volume of the other one.
There's a guy I like to read his books. His name is Paul Gifford.
You cannot talk back with this.
Gifford for me is the professor of disruption. And he said, a better future is forged by people of courage, determination, and persistence, not by those who wait for the government to create jobs and provide housing and transport and all the other essentials of modern living. So I want to ask you today, has Samson not provided you in this city the essentials for modern living? Yes or no? Yes. Are you in the city? Yes. You have created a city out of a city. Oh, yeah. I want you to clap for yourself. You could have done this on his own, but without you, he would not have had the kind of results we are seeing today. So much as we love him, we are proud of him, super proud of him. He wants you to make him even more proud. That you will go out there as an ambassador of Eya. When I had my career, I was working in a bank. And they would tell us that another bank, just by looking at them, you will know that they are from this bank.
No.
And we used to wonder why. They would tell us they don't drive cars with dents. They don't rush into buses. You see them very smart, very and they are waiting for bus. They don't rush to go and board trains. They are very comported and all of that. And we used to admire them. I want you to go out there as an ambassador that people will say, Eya ambassador like this. You can be in Sokoto, you can be in Japan, and somebody will say this one is an Eya. Can I have a yes for that? Yes. Osita came here. He was coming to learn farming. What is he doing today? Is he not keen into the opportunity provided by farming? Yes. And that is why I usually tell young people, agriculture is in every area of our lives. If you are looking for electricity, you will see it in agriculture. If you are looking for oil and gas, you will see it in agriculture. If you are looking for solid mineral, you will see it in agriculture. And it's for you to go look for those areas. There is more inside agribusiness than farming. Farming, when you look at agribusiness, farming is less than 1,000. Do you believe me? If I knew then what I know now, But I believe that God just kept me there. But there is more. There is more. There are more Ositas among you. There are more Thomises around you. And there are so much more of others that we have been told about today. Let your own story be one of them. Let your own story. Whatever you do it better than anyone else. That is the fastest way. Always do your own better. If anyhow else, don't be a part of it. And I tell you, even beyond the sky, you don't have a limit. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Let's start once again for our mommy.
Thank you so much, Mommy, for speaking to us. It is a delight to have you around. And the next person who will be calling for the good room message is our father, Baba for the boys and girls. That's what I call him in my artifact. Baba for the what?
Boys and girls.
Baba for the what?
Boys and girls.
You in the house, you're not calling it enough. Baba for the what?
Boys and girls.
Yeah, so join us and welcome. Farmer Aki Alabi, the CEO Corporate Farmers International. Please jam your hands together. You can say that it's the Baba for the boys and girls. He's always there online, offline to encourage us. Kindly keep jamming your hands together. Baba for the what again?
Boys and girls.
Thank you so much.
You follow him from that side. Zoom out more. Just let him come first. Let him come. I'll show you when. Oh yeah, small. Go. Small. Yeah, go.
Eya, ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ sókè. Eya youth. All right. She came with this one. We give her for the boys and girls. I don't know where that is going from, but it's all good. Before I proceed, first of all, I want to acknowledge Samson Ogoni. He's a brother and friend I've known for decades in the industry.
And also, I want to give special humble recognition to the KBSC, Obao, Eshepupo, and the hosting community
of this beautiful land. It's an honor. And also I want to give special recognition to my leaders in the industry, Mommy and Fabio. I was chatting with you last night that I just had to come here because it's something. You have to be here.
And also to my brother, I've known also for decades, Mr. Budzai. Thank you for seeing you we saw last year when we were running for our facility. And also Ms.
I saw you again last year, nice seeing you again today. And also my friends and colleagues in the ecosystem, Oida, Cattle Farms, and other pretty people that have been in the industry like myself for years. Thank you and nice seeing you. You bumped on me that I'm going to do a Google message, but I didn't plan for it. I want to say that for every youth that are here,
you have an opportunity, you have a platform that some of us never had. We never had it. We had to grow from the scratch. We had to build from the scratch.
We had to toil from the scratch. We made mistakes, but we kept moving. We never had anybody to bring us together and teach us. We have to learn ourselves, especially if you are into crop production, and also you have to sell it.
But today, some of you are doing crops. I've seen fantastic testimonials. Some are doing amazing things around the entire value chain system, and that is beautiful. For that,
clap for yourself. Hey. I want to say, today's agribusiness sector is quite large. And most times when I engage, because actually a group of the National Association of Agricultural Students across the country, which are over 10,000. And I always tell them that look, the business of agriculture is quite large. The business is quite big. It takes consistency,
tenacity, dedication. But don't forget
that you feel alone. There are times you'll feel tired. There are times you'll be asking yourself questions. What exactly are you doing here? But please, don't give up. What you've built here today, you've built a generational wealth, knowledge, wisdom, and a business opportunity that not only you will enjoy, but definitely everyone that is attached to you, both directly and indirectly.
And to that regard, I want to say thank you for having me. It's an honor to join you for this stakeholders engagement. Thank you very much, and I give my back the beautiful host.
Thank you.
What did I say his name is again? Baba for the what? Thank you so much, Baba, for the boys and girls. So the next thing on the agenda is for us to listen, because when it comes to agriculture, we are always looking onto funds. How do we access funds? How do we get up to scalability? How do we move forward to the next phase in order for us to be financially stable, in order for us to be profitable, in order for us to be able to turn around the agribusiness line beyond agriculture, in order for us to put away, not just put away, but to collaborate the side of culture, science, art, and technology. And with us in the house, we have representatives, our partner banks, people we work with on the EYA project. The first person I'll be calling on is Madam Fumi Oguntolu from Zenith Bank Okele. Well, let's jam our hands together for her. Madam Fumi Oguntolu. And the second person is Mr. Rahman Umoru, also from Zenith Bank. Thank you so much for coming.
I know. Just wait. Yeah, just zoom out, small.
Can you please keep clapping for them? It's not easy, They are experts when it comes to agrofinance and in helping us obtain them.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Madam Fumi and Mr. Umoru, for coming. So it's going to be a very brief session. We just want the youth to understand how they are to position their mindset when it comes to funds, when it comes to them working with the bank. We want enlightenment on what it is we are to think of when it comes to how to manage our finances. So Ms. Fumi, I would like you to enlighten us firstly on what it is we should know when it comes to account system in agribusiness as youth. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Fumi Lola Ogunyolu, and with me here is Rahman Umoru. Firstly, I want to thank everybody that is here. Thank you very much, KBSC. Thank you, the members of staff of EYA team. And thank you for the mommies and daddies here. We really appreciate the opportunity. Okay, so when it comes to agribusiness, well, let me talk about businesses in general. Usually what we need first is capital. And aside from capital, we are expected to know what you want to do. What is your aim? What do you intend to achieve? With that in mind, once you have that in mind, then you can now say, okay, this is where I'm going to start from. We'll talk about capital. We'll talk about the capacity of what you want to do. Are you going local? Are you going global? You have to know that first too. Now, when we talk about the products or what you intend to start with, you need to understand the dynamics of the products or whatever it is that you intend to produce. Now, over the years, we've partnered with agricultural farmers, and we thank God that one of the people here, or the main team lead here, we've been together for a very long time. And we thank God that so far so good. He has even gone global. Everybody knows about him. Everybody knows what is happening here. So with that in mind, I want to say that one of the first things that you need to do is to have a business, a business knowledge about your product. And aside from that, you need to come on board with us to know those services that we can actually render. Now, we have several services for small, medium enterprises. We also have businesses for Z women, that is, women in agriculture. One of those things, reason why we have those products is because we just want to empower women in agriculture. Because sometimes if you do your statistics or if you look at the trend so far,
we discovered that sometimes even the women are more interested in agriculture than men. So we have, not to be biased, but we have those products for women. And this particular Z woman is from the CBN, and with limited interest rates. It's been reviewed now because of the issues of inflation and the rest. However, it's still within the capacity of anybody that wants to start. Now we know that everybody cannot start in a big deal, as in with a large fund or with large funds. So we still have minimum amount of money that we can loan to women, and this interest rate is lower than 15% presently. And then we will guide these women how to go about their businesses and how they can develop and even do better, and how they can expand. Now we also have the small medium enterprises. When we talk about the small medium enterprises, we talk about those people that also cannot do so much volume or so much products, or cannot have so much products when it comes to agricultural produce. However, we can still fund them within our own capacity. This small medium scale is basically also the interest rate presently now is above 20%. But we can also have a scheme for farmers here in EYIA. We can have a scheme for you. However, the scheme must be monitored by specific people or team leads here. Now, we also know that if at all we even going to have those products, we need to know what your business entails. With that, we can be able to guide you and tell you this is the way forward.
Thank you so much, Ms. Fomi. We really appreciate your enlightenment.
Sorry for the omission, apologies for the omission. Mr. Gudzia Bumui, Divisional Egg, FCMB, is supposed to be on the seat. Please, we're very sorry. Mr. Gudzia, if you're part of us here, please come forward. Sorry for that omission. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for your presence. Kindly jam your hands together for Daddy as he's walking off the stage. It is an honor to have him in our midst this morning. Thank you, sir. You're welcome. So I would like to ask Mr. Umaru, in the right sense, how do we youth in agriculture, how can we have access to funds in order to be able to practice our business enterprise? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Just like my colleague has said, I want to welcome everyone. Let's look at global statistics of startups, because I believe what we have here are small business, upcoming small business owners, people who want to grow from 1 to 10 or grow from 2 to maybe 50. Okay, and the essence, the first thing I would like to tell you is patience. Take it easy. All right, don't jump from 10 to 100 overnight. And why am I saying that? People look for funds that they don't need, and when you fall into that trap, let me not use the negative word, you will end up in kind of something like disaster, problems. The first thing is, what is the real purpose? Many people might not even need finance, and they say, we need money. Calm down. You really need funds. If you can answer that question, then you can move to the next stage, because you have to understand some of the dynamics around funds, which include pricing. Pricing, you have to understand what the rates are. There are some rates that you will end up just working for commercial institutions. You will not even your profit will go. So you should understand that. Ask yourself the question: do I really need funds? Where can I get cheap funds? Cheap funds is what you need now, or free funds.
I don't want to depend on the
Just be looking at me anywhere I'm going.
I don't trust
them. Your business. And thank God, their initiatives, even before now, before the CBN put a hold on something, I believe that those things are coming again, which are intervention funds for SMEs, funds, and things like that. Those are what should be concerned with, cheap funds. Okay, because if you don't understand what is on the offer letter of some of the funds, by the time you go and ask for funds, they will say, sign. Some of us, we don't sign things. not understanding the repayment schedule, not understanding the tenor, not understanding the real reason why we need the funds. Okay, now, from your financial institutions, funds are available. But some of these funds, to be truthful, they are not really accessible like that. But because of in this time, we need to understand and the risk of default, which you have experienced, is quite high.
Sure, when program starts. Where did you call me? Amen. In the name of Jesus. We are loading. We are here for you. Michael is outside. How many of us? We are about to see you. But baby, the greeting is loading. I will do it. My phone is not with me, so that I will not lose phone. Wait. Shokoto is falling down. If I put phone inside Shokoto, I'll be putting it on the floor. We'll be pushing each other inside fall. But baby, hope it's going well. God forgive me. Sometimes I look like people that are used to calling animal from water. And they have video you got in market.
Thank you so much, Mr. Oboro. We really appreciate the enlightenment. This is for us to understand that we need to move at a pace.
The person that wants to send songs should go to Pastor Raymond for cultural day. For year or cultural day. Cultural day sent to
I told you, Michael. And with your wealth of knowledge as an agri-finance professional, we want you to enlighten us on the statement: is agriculture really a get-rich-quick scheme? Is agriculture really a get-rich-quick scheme? Can you enlighten us, sir?
Thank you. May I observe all protocols? And one thing that I would want to do is to thank Sam for this visionary project he has started here. It's one thing doing something, it has worked for you, and it's another to transfer that knowledge to the youth. I see the future of Nigeria is bright when I see all these youth. I think I haven't been to any occasion which is discussing agricultural matters, and I've seen the bulk of the people there are youth. So I would like to thank them for this empowerment. When you empower the youth with knowledge, you are empowering the country to perform better for the future. Now, get rich quick. There is nothing like that in agriculture. Agriculture is something that requires patience. I can try and compare someone who is going to go into soilless farming and hasn't passed through what the youth here have passed. Already that person is going to get into trouble because they don't have knowledge. So you start with acquiring knowledge, you are trained, then you start doing things on a smaller scale. One thing about agriculture is it's not really like you are going to put into a microwave oven and you start eating. You acquire the knowledge, you go out and establish, and you don't do it on a grand scale. You establish on a smaller scale, you learn the mistake. The mistakes that you get actually make you stronger and make you better in the future, so that when you expand, you know the pitfalls where you shouldn't be going.
into vegetables. Of course, it's quicker because the turnaround is usually less than 6 months for you to start getting incomes. But if you are going to go for plantations, let's say for oil palm, for cocoa, those things take a long time and they require patient capital. I wouldn't advise our youth to be going into such heavy capital dependent projects. If you are going into vegetables, yes, the turnaround when you plant and then you harvest and you sell, it's quicker. But you shouldn't just go on a grand scale thinking you make it all in one go. You have to learn, you have to use the small profit that you have to expand. If you overborrow and something goes wrong, then you will be in trouble. Try to start projects in a way that is not fatal when you fail. So you need to start a project where it's, when you fail, it's a learning phase. It's not a distraction phase, so to speak. Thank you. As I said, I'd like to thank Sam for this opportunity, and I see a lot of potential and a bright future for all of you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. We really appreciate you. So the second
question, we'd like you to answer it as Zenith Bank. Thank you. Thank you. We'd like to know what offer does Zenith Bank have for youth in respect to agri funding?
Let me confirm. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, like I said earlier, there are different types of loan facilities that we have. We have for the Z woman, which is less than 15%. We also have for the small medium enterprises, sense that the difference between retail and SME is just that the retail, the maximum you can get in terms of loan facility is about 20 million, and it's based on your capacity. The cash flow. Your cash flow is very, very important. You understand? However, when it comes to SME also, we have, that also has a limit. But the performance, the turnover of your SME might not be as much term loan. When we talk about the term loan, is for anything that, any facility that is above 20 million. However, you need collateral for that. And when we talk about collateral, it has a lot of documentation. We need to have a valuation of your collateral and all. However, the best for this this group is retail. You understand? Retail, and of course, the Z woman. Okay. Thank you.
Sorry, added to what my colleague just said, we are also working on a scheme for the young people here who are into farming, because we understand how your business is. A farmer goes, okay, let me just use tradition. A farmer goes and plants, okay? The plants have to grow now before you start saying, okay, you want to sell. So you need a moratorium period, okay? Moratorium period is a grace period, okay, such that you're able to start, harvesting or doing something before you can even start paying back, okay? So that's the scheme we are working on, all right? For the farmers, we get a moratorium period without interest, because most of the critical moratorium periods we have are moratorium based on interest. Moratoriums are grace periods, okay, maybe 3 months or 4 months, okay? And I don't know what the gestation period of some of the crops might have, but let's say 6 months. Do you understand? So that's the scheme we have. And normally for traditional loans that are being given, we ask for this documentation, but those things will be waived, okay, to a minimum level, all right? And very soon, maybe in the next 2 months, we'll come out with that scheme, all right? Because we need different approvals from executive management to do that, but it has gotten through all the phases it should get to. So we've gotten schemes for other places, and we know that by the time we get that out, it will surely benefit you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Can you help me pass the mic to Mr. Kudzai? So sir, we would also like to know what offer does First City Monument Bank have for the youth in respect to agri funding?
Yeah, thank you. One thing that we realized as a bank in Nigeria is the bulk of the farmers are smallholder farmers. Most of them don't have assets or they don't have title to their farms. And because of the prudential guidelines to lending, which demands that we secure the loans that we give out, we saw there was a problem that needed to be solved. As you are aware, banks give out money that belongs to depositors. So we don't want to lose depositors' money and make a loss so that depositors lose their money as well. So what we have done is we have tried to work with our partners. Mastercard Foundation is one of them, where we actually have loans that are collateral free and that are given at an interest rate that is below 9%. What we have done is we are trying to solve the collateral issues and we are trying to solve the cost issue. But one thing that we demand for those loans is the farmers should actually be attached to an aggregator or a processor. They are the ones that we then give out the money, and what they do is they buy fertilizers in bulk, chemicals in bulk, and layer services, other services, maybe tillage services. They also layer extension services, which is one of the critical things. Knowledge, especially for you, might not be there. But I am happy that the Soilers is actually doing that, and we have a youth being empowered. And when we do that, we've got offtake, you've got supply of inputs, and usually when you've got an aggregator supplying inputs, they buy the right type of inputs because they are the ones who are going to receive the produce when you finally produce. And we have seen that in most of the schemes that we have done, we have actually had a 99.9% repayment rate, which is extremely good. And we are encouraged, and we see there is a lot of opportunity, especially aggregator models, processor models, and we also link some of our aggregators to the final consumers, to the fast moving goods chains in the country, so that they offtake this produce from them. So as a bank, we just not giving out money, but we are trying to give out solutions which enables our farmers to be successful. And the schemes are very sustainable, and we don't have any repayment problems under this scheme. So I would encourage the youth here, if you are linked to a process, to an aggregator, I think this will be a good scheme for them. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. We really appreciate our people, our mommies, our daddies for enlightening us on how to position our minds in order for funds to be available to us for scalability. So to the audience, youth in the house, area partners, do you have questions? We would like to take one or two questions from the house. Kindly raise up your hands if you have a question to ask in respect to agri funding. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you so much, Madam Fumi. Thank you so much, Mr. Umaru. Thank you so much, Mr. Kodais. We really appreciate you coming forward to enlighten us about funding in agri business.
Come back.
So this moment we are going to be having the area partners come forward to give us a presentation. And before that, we would like to call on Ms. Grace Enoide Okwara to give us information about what it is at hand. Thank you.
That's it.
Thank you, everyone. It's been wonderful so far. It's been interesting. We get to hear a lot about our partners, and thanks to our speakers, to the banks represented here. We want to appreciate you for taking our time to be here. In the course of the program,
just walked in. I want to use this medium to also welcome
the Honorable Commissioner for Agricultural Security of Ogun State, Honorable Bolu Owotomo. It's a pleasure to have you here.
You're welcome, sir. You're welcome.
And also to our resource persons who just walked in. African Farmer Mogaji, we thank you for coming. Thank you for joining us here. And also Mr. Adeoye Toku.
Thank you so much for coming. We appreciate you.
Thank you very much, everyone, for taking our time again to be in this community and to be in this event. I hope you're enjoying yourself so far. Okay, so today we're actually celebrating the cultural day in our community. In the light of that, I want you to experience just a bit of our cultural activities that we have lined up. So in that, this represents the Igbo community. Please put your hands together for that.
Just do wide, I don't close up. Just the wide, I don't close up. No, don't worry, just alternate come 1 and 2. Alternate come 1 and 2.
Walking before now. Autofocus. Don't switch, don't switch. It was sharper before now. Let me check that. I know, I just want to see whether it's sharp.
Is it clear now?
No, don't switch to that level. Alaye, you are one speak.
Okay. No, zoom out.
I'm coming.
Auto now. This auto is there. No auto now. I don't think so. It's good now, ba? Let's try like that.
To see more of that, our cultural ceremony will be starting by 2 p.m. and you are all cordially invited to be our guests for the cultural program. Now, I think I would say the most important part of the discussion of this program, where our stakeholders, the policymakers, the research institutions, the private individuals that hold the fabric of our cultural community together. Good morning, distinguished stakeholders. Standing on existing protocols, I would like to thank you for joining us today. My name is Akintola Deborah Boluwaji, and it is a pleasure to anchor this session. As you are all aware, our focus is to empower Nigerian youth, particularly the graduates of AIA program, to move from a place of dependency to a place of self-sufficiency. Today, we have the honor of having 3 individuals that will be representing different stakeholders of the agri community. And with this, kindly welcome with me CEO of Farm Credit Nigeria. He has over 27 years of expertise in livestock and crop production. He is a second-generation agribusiness strategist, cereal farmer, disruptor, facilitator, coach, and mentor, who in his words has scaled his way to success. Do you know how dedicated you'll be to agriculture to officially change your name to African Farmer Mogaji? Thank you, Daddy. Welcome. Please, a round of applause. Let's give honor to whom honor is due, Daddy.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. He will be representing the individuals that have achieved greatness where nobody laid the foundation for them to a large extent, where they have cultivated and made a path for the rest of us to follow. The second person that I'll be inviting up to the stage, ably represented here today, she's the Executive Manager, Innovative Youth in Agriculture. She's a seasoned consultant, scholar, senior project manager, and country convener of consultative group on international agriculture research. She is ably represented here today by Mr. Tokumbo Adeoye. Okay, small slight change. He will join us in a bit. And to give honor to whom honor is due, to the government person in our midst, a policy maker, is a finance guru who is a strategic planning and asset management expert. He has climbed his way in the political career from a senior special assistant to being the Honorable Commissioner of Agriculture and Food Security in Ogun State, where the EYA program is holding. Kindly join me to welcome the Honorable Commissioner of Agriculture and Food Security, Honorable Bolu Owotomo. Welcome, please. A round of applause for him, please. Please, let's keep clapping. That clap is not enough. It's not enough. It's not for me. It's for our Honorable Commissioner. In absentia, we'd like to thank Honorable Commissioners for Lagos State, Ekiti State, and Niger State, and all other government policymakers that have joined us in this journey of EYA. We say thank you to each and every one of us. We'll be discussing and highlighting the opportunities available to youth in their states and in Nigeria in the next couple of minutes. Please join us on this ride. Don't go anywhere. Dear youth, this is for you. Please pay rapt attention.
Give me some tea. Put them in the phone.
Let me start with our Honorable Commissioner. Thank you so much for being here, sir. We are grateful for the efforts that Ogun State have put and infrastructure they've put in place for this program to be successful, for giving us an enabling environment to afford us to hold this program within the borders of Ogun State. Sir, there are some youth of Ogun State here today, and they've been waiting for you. And they would like to ask, what are some of the opportunities the government is providing for the youth of Ogun State to drive sustainable and profitable agriculture in the state, sir?
Thank you very much, Victor. And I would like to use this opportunity to say congratulations to all of us. Because it's a wonderful day and this is happening in our dear state, Ogun State. Most especially to our host, the KBC of Awowo. Congratulations, KBC. If anybody should say Nigerian youth are lazy youth, they should visit this establishment.
Yes, sir. A round of applause for ourselves, please.
The Ogun State government, under the leadership of Mr. Abiodun, when they came into government about 5 years ago, they had a plan that they want to execute in achieving its objectives. And the plan was called Ishaya Agenda. You know, in the Ishaya Agenda, I stands for infrastructural development, S for social welfare and well-being, E for education, and the Y in it is for youth development, and the A in it is for agriculture and food security. So we can all see that out of about 5 years stake, that this current government in Ogun State wants to use to measure its performance. 2 are tilted towards youth empowering, that is in terms of agriculture and in terms of youth empowerment by itself. Now to your question. In Ogun State, we are trying to ensure that the youth have the right stand-up place. And that's why we were able to quickly facilitate this project in Ogun State. In the terms of your land acquisition, we have ensured that there is adequate access in Ogun State for youth that want to practice agriculture. That's why when Soilless Lab Nigeria Limited 9 hectares of land that are sitting on, we did not waste any time in acceding to their demand. So that shows that there is adequate land for youths that are interested in doing agriculture in Ogun State. We are blessed with fertile land. We are also creating linkages. Don't forget that Ogun State is the biggest manufacturer, is the biggest producer of cassava in Nigeria, but also the aquaculture of Nigeria, we produce the most fish. Apart from that, they produce the most eggs in Nigeria, but also the poultry hub. So this is going to be for the youth if you are looking at agricultural endeavors. Also recently, we are about to launch the Abuja Airport. It has finished already, it's been constructed, and we're only waiting for a launching date. From that airport, your vegetables can actually reach international markets. That is, you can begin to earn foreign exchange for your produce. And in terms of specifics, through our Boiler project that was done a year ago, about 1,000 youth benefited from that particular project. And currently, we are supporting fish farmers. There's a particular fish cluster called a farm settlement. It's a fish cluster of about 850 fish farmers. Just about 2 months ago, the government under the able leadership of Prince Abiodun graciously approved 50 million naira grant loan for that establishment. It's a 6-month moratorium, and the loan is at 0% interest rate. And they will start paying after 6 months, and they will pay for about 12 months. So we are looking at such initiatives so that we can begin to facilitate grants and loans to youth that are really desirous of doing agriculture in Ogun State. We are also under our OGSTEP program, that's Ogun State Economic Transformation Program. We are looking at empowering 30,000 farmers this year alone, and those 30,000 farmers will be provided input of 30% on whatever they desire to produce. And I want to use the opportunity to also tell you that in Ogun State, we have been pragmatic in terms of linking technology to agriculture. Because of that, we have a structure that is called Ogun State Farmers Information Management System, OGFIMS. Under OGFIMS so far, we have registered 60,000 farmers in Ogun State. So we are beginning to use those farmers to provide linkages to suppliers of all these products. And lastly, we are forming clusters in Ogun State, so that people that are looking at doing a specific produce can have their farm designated in a particular area. You know, we are seeing, for instance, that always has a lot of oil palm farms. So we'll be putting a lot of more farmers are interested in doing oil palm in this jurisdiction. We are doing that already in Okeodon. In Egua, as a rice cluster, we are doing the same in Zoba in the water side. We'll be looking at forming cocoa trees and livestock trees as well in the state. So a lot of opportunities are coming for the youth in the state. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Dear youth, as you've heard from Shona, you're on the right path already. You're already practicing cluster farming, which is something the state government is already adopting. In addition to all the other things that our honorary commissioner has mentioned, I am enjoying us that you should listen as much as possible. There might not be a lot said today, but if you listen carefully, you will get information that will help you to get to the next level in the agricultural sector. Thank you, honorable commissioner, for that. African farmers, sir.
Our youths from the data we've gathered in the past, they've talked about lack of opportunities due to bottlenecks.
Group 19, group 13, group 13.
Lack of access to work, and lack of collaboration and so many other things. Now, every problem and solution alongside. I would like to ask, sir, what are some of the fundamentals needed from you to unlock available opportunities?
Every time we go out there, we look at all of you
First thing, must take pictures.
Can you take pictures? I'm
doing videos and stuff.
Right mindset that they're going for
Next time you off it and just this, let me get it. Off it. Roll it back manually. Like just off it so that you don't damage the gears, then use your hands to put it back. Just help me get Coke and Coke and biscuits. Just get one dark. Just that dark chocolate biscuit. 100 naira then Coke. Any biscuit that is good. Hobnob.
You know, all these things have happened because somebody had a mindset. The first thing we needed is to have the mindset that anything and everything is possible. Second, which also is aligned to mindset, is that there are no limitations. No limitations at all, except the ones we impose on ourselves. And this is not motivation at all. This is just real.
Is it sharp now?
Okay, when I changed my name to African Farmer in 2005, everybody said I was crazy.
Oh yeah, no, I do it.
But I saw today, yesterday, opportunities. Now, it's crucial that the youth also need association, which is what this program gives to you, for you to be able to, I call it cooperate. Cooperate. You know, gone are the days when we went alone because there was no support system. You all have support systems to do things bigger. You should be able to see somebody else going to another state and replicating this in a matter of 2 years, a matter of 3 years. So, mindset. Understand that your village people are not against you. Before they were, you may think they're against you. Now, everybody is looking for food, so they will cooperate with you. Okay, so nothing is against you. And opportunities that we need to embrace relies also more in distribution and logistics. It's very crucial that distribution and logistics, and again, it will come back to mindset. Mindset that you can have things done. Mindset is everything. I recently got 15 plots of land fenced with Surulere in Lagos, the heart of Lagos, for nothing apart from the asking. I just dared to ask, and the government also said, oh, if you want it, you can have it. So I want to appeal to you to dare to ask. Soilers went to ask Ogun State through the commissioner, and they were willing to help. So bottom line is be willing to ask and think global. You know, many of you young. You are not young when you compare yourself to Americans or British. You are getting old. So understand that there is no barriers, no limitations, and also please don't think there is no funding. It's the packaging for the funding that is not available. So it's very crucial you know, just for the asking, you will get money too. And somebody will tell you how to package. I'll leave it at that for now.
Thank you so much, African Farmer. From what you have said, I have gotten that you need to open your mind to possibility.
That way, you'll be limitless, and you'll be able to achieve those opportunities, access those opportunities that are available to you.
Not just in your locality, not just in your country, but on the global stage. Thank you so much again.
Mr. Tukumbo, welcome. Thank you for joining us. I do understand that a lot of your work is centered and it revolves around youth in Nigeria and in Africa generally. I would like to ask, what are the opportunities that are available for the youth to leverage? And what you say are some of the opportunities available to them? What opportunities can they leverage within their communities?
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. I'm multilingual, so I'll speak a few languages. So good afternoon, ekason, bonjour, guten tag, because again, this is a global community, like African Parliament. So, thank you so much for the privilege and the opportunity that Soros family is riding on. Thank you also for the State government for being an enabler, because I think it's very important to see things in the right context. We have ideas like African people was trying to say, and those ideas are not striving because the opportunities are not being harnessed and there is no enabling environment. So I think it's important we put this in context to appreciate the community, but also to appreciate the government, particularly the government, for giving this place to Soros family. So in terms of who I am, my name is Tukumbo, as you said, and I work for IITA, the International Institute for Tropical Agriculture and Development. Some days out of Lagos. IIT is essentially a research institute. What we do is to do works to promote agriculture, to do works to reduce hunger, works to, of course, provide food security and so on and so forth. We are not a business entity as such. We are a going concern. We are like an international NGO. So it means in terms of funding has to come from donor agencies. From partners, like maybe I should mention it so I don't advertise. But for the one that I work for in particular, I work in a team called P4D, Partnership for Delivery. And what we do, and the one I work on in particular is called the MCF Mastercard Foundation Project. And they call it Young Africa Works, and is run in 7 countries in Africa, Nigeria inclusive. Here we call it I-Youth, Innovative Youth in Agriculture. Now this is important, and I think we need again to situate this because what we are driving people to be innovative, and so I'm happy for the YEA. I think I've seen a number of them, I've interacted, and I think we're very impressed of knowledge that they have. Again, knowledge is everything in life. If you don't have knowledge, then of course you are actually bound and you are doomed to fail. So, in high youth, what we do is to provide learning opportunities for young people. Learning opportunities in their great space, of course. This project is run in 3 states, in Lagos, in Kano, and in Kaduna. I'm the Lagos State coordinator. And so what we do is provide training for young people. Now we have a target audience. We have young people. We are looking at the age of 18 and 35. I was in a roundtable conversation a few years ago at the Lagos Business School, and we had something about nature. And one of the people on the roundtable said, "Oh, so is it a crime to be above 35?" Of course, it's not a crime to be above 35. But for us in our youth, we are intentional in terms of our target market. So we have a target audience in mind. Of course, if you are doing business anywhere in the world, you must know you must have the TN, the target market. So our target market is people between the age of 18 and 35. Just last year, in June, we had an investment forum somewhere on the island. We invited the former president of Nigeria, and he told us that the youngest farmer in his family was 75 years old. 75 years old. Now, of course, you also agree with me that a lot of our parents, they are aging, like some farmer also said. They are aging and they are going gradually. You know what I mean by they are going gradually. So it's important for us to begin to grow a young crop of entrepreneurs, as we call them. You have entrepreneurs, you have fashion business. So we also call it our own word. Because we are allowed to do so. We call it agripreneur. So that means you are an agricultural person, but in entrepreneurship. So you are an agripreneur. So our intention is to begin to get young people to take over from the parents that are aging because they are going. And that's the reason why we went people between the age of 18 and 35. Right, so that's our target market. And so what we do is basically provide training, provide I think somebody mentioned the banker mentioned about training. Training is very important because if you don't train, if you don't learn to understand the enterprise you are going into, then of course you haven't started. It's very important for you to have that knowledge because knowledge is everything. So provide training, provide knowledge, provide capacity building. But beyond that, again, when we train people and then we train and then they are told, then what next?
And then I think what next is that a number of them have challenges in accessing loans, in accessing funds. So, like the bankers mentioned, so what we do is that we also provide what we call financial linkage. So all the training we provided for them don't go into extinction. So we provide financial linkage so that those who are interested in accessing loan facilities can actually leverage on the financial institutions and be able to execute what they have learned in the training. So, to answer your question specifically, we provide training, provide knowledge, provide capacity building, and then we ensure that young people are able to strive, they're able to do very well in their choosing enterprise. Again, for the sake of clarity, in Lagos State, we've done a lot of study, we did a lot of research, and we discovered that 3 key enterprises that are actually striving, namely poultry, which is bird production, aquaculture, which is fish farming, and then horticulture, which is crop planting. And in crop planting, I mean vegetables, tomatoes, and whatever. So those 3 enterprises are very critical as far as Lagos is concerned. So those are the learning that we provide. And then in Kano and Kaduna, they do some other things like rice production. They also go into soya bean production, and so on and so forth. But since I speak for Lagos in particular, we focus on poultry, aquaculture, and horticulture. So for young people who are not lazy, who are looking for opportunity in agric, the youth is there to provide that opportunity for them. And we've trained so many thousands, and we're upscaling because, again, we're going to some other aspect of a project. For example, we have something called the Agri-Business Park. The Agri-Business Park is that after we've trained them and maybe they are not seeing opportunity, we bring them to a park, and then they're there for a number of months, and they begin to do very well. So we have that kind of opportunity as far as the youth is concerned.
Thank you so much, sir. As a youth, you need to be willing to invest in gaining knowledge. You have to be open to learning and learning and learning. You cannot stop learning because you need to grow. And to grow, you need to continue to broaden your horizon in the act of knowledge. Honorable Commissioner, sir, we have trained these youths. They have the knowledge now. How is Ogun State willing to help them to translate and leverage this knowledge into wealth creation in the state? And like you mentioned earlier, you talked about cluster farming. And it gladdens me to know that we are in sync with the state government when it comes to cluster farming. What are the processes that the government is taking to help us integrate this new crop of farmers, that is the soilless farmers, into the community to become self-sufficient for themselves?
Thank you, moderator. I mentioned earlier that the most important asset that you can have as an agripreneur is land. And the job of government is to facilitate your business, to ensure that you have access to land, and not just land, arable land. Also to ensure that there is adequate security, so that by the time you are going about your business, you can go about your business without any fear whatsoever. We have 8 farm settlements in Ogun State. The current youth that will graduate from this school can look at the opportunity of being settlers in those farm settlements. The current leadership of Ogun State, as headed by Prince Dapo Abiodun, has approved that those 8 farm settlements should be refurbished, they should be revitalized, so that they will be provided with the processing facilities that is required. We are currently carrying out an audit to the specifics at the moment. Also, the road of those farm settlements will also be done, and the linkage roads to those farm settlements. The reason we are doing this is to ensure that we reduce post-harvest losses. You know, because sometimes production is not a challenge. Getting your output and getting the right yield is not the challenge. But getting your produce to the market may be the challenge. So we are trying to ensure that we face this so that people can have access to market without any delay whatsoever. So as I've said earlier, the government will be ready to support in terms of access to land. The government will be ready to support in terms of security to your property. Also, the government will be able to support in terms of giving you access to these existing farm settlements in Ogun State. And lastly, there are always capacity building programs through different NGOs and through different partnerships under the Ministry of Agric. There's one we call OXTEP, I mentioned earlier. There's IFAD VCDP as well. We also have value chain developmental partners and firms, you know, that do a lot of capacity building. I was engaging with the leadership of Soilless Farm Lab in my office about a week ago, and we are looking towards deepening whatever existing relationship that we have. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Again, dear youths, we can talk from today till tomorrow, and some of us, because we have something in mind that we are looking to, we might not get the information that we ought to get and run with. Two of our panelists have talked about capacity building. Please, let us build capacity as much as we can so that we can access the right opportunities and run with them. African farmers, sir, you've been opportune to speak with youth severally. Today, we have some stakeholders in the house. We have research institutions, we have schools, we have government policymakers, we have our traditional institution, we have individuals that are here today. What would be your call to action to them in creating opportunities for the youths that desire them?
I would say to them to be flexible. What I mean is, you know, they say where I come from, Yoruba land, that if you want to catch a monkey, you must think like the monkey. You should not want the monkey to think like you. I see a lot of programs designed by elderly ones who do not really factor the realities of the youth. And what do I mean by that? You know, there's no fun, which is something that Soilless has been able to take out of that. There should be fun. Agric is not really interesting, except you are passionate or, you know, insanely passionate like some of us. Okay? It's not interesting because after the work, what happens? You know, so we need designs of a lot of fun with a lot of work. But more than that, we need a lot of flexibility in how things are run. Mobile phones is blood to the average youth. How can we get them on mobile phones? Now, as policy makers, government, cooperatives is something that will take the youth of today to the next level. But we can influence the policies that currently exist. Those policies say they must meet physically. But already, WhatsApp group is a cooperative group. The youth of today are more entrenched in cooperative and cooperation than the elderly ones. So can we, you know, be more flexible with the rules such that they can be meeting in groups as against meeting physically? We need to leverage technology, at the same time be open to allowing the youth to be a youth. I'm not saying throw the leash away, because they need a lot of gagging. A lot of gagging, a lot of... M&E was designed like years back, decades ago, for this current youth. They must be monitored and evaluated on a daily basis. Okay, so but bottom line is, we need to be flexible with them. We need to allow them make mistakes. You know, when we were growing up, they didn't want us to make mistakes. We need to allow them make mistakes so that they can learn faster, but within a cycle. So please design projects, allow them to contribute in the process. And, you know, we would have a better system running because their DNA is tied to technology and mobile. So let's engage more youths in our workplace. There's a new concept that we need to pay attention to. Now, the story used to be that there were more male in agriculture, but if you check the trend in the last 3 years, there are more males out of school, out of agriculture than women. There's a place for a woman, there's a place for a man. Can the policymakers and donor agencies be more flexible also to create products that gets the younger youth? Because the younger and vibrantly and successful woman will marry a man 9 out of 10. So we need to keep it balanced also, design things that make things balanced. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Daddy has said all work and no play makes us, I don't know what the end is, but all work and no play is not good for the youths of today. And Daddy Tokumbo, that leads me to the next question. Today, there is the rave about Gen Zs. Every organization, every sector is talking about the Gen Z youths of today. Now, in other sectors, we've seen how collaborative they are and how they compete excellently well with each other, even while collaborating with each other. But it is not as dominant in the agri sector. Now, what would you say are some of the things that we need to put in place in the agri sector for this competitive collaboration to happen in the agri space? Would you say cluster farming is the answer? And do you think there should be moderations or modifications to this cluster farming of a thing?
Okay, again, thank you, moderator. But let me just bring some level of clarification on what I've said earlier, that the training we provide is also divided into about 5 segments. We provide training in entrepreneurship. So when we bring in the young people to come for training, we have those that we want them to concentrate on entrepreneurship, meaning that they run a business. They come for training with a view to owning a business themselves. That's 1. 2, you also have some youth who feel, no, I'm not interested in working for anybody. I want to be, I'm not interested in owning my own business. I want to be a career person. So we also have a training that we call employment track, which is targeted as such, meaning that anyone who, for example, wants to work in organizations that are food-centric, we have training for them. So you have entrepreneurship, you have employment track. We also have the one we call young farmers. Now, for the first 2 I mentioned, you need some level of education. You need to have gone to school so that you can read and write and so on. But for young farmers, we have loads of them who have been traditionally farmers and who did not necessarily go to school. And so what we do is provide some learning also for them to be able to give them training to be able to improve on their yield on whatever they are doing. That's the 3rd one. The 4th one is what we call the e-commerce. I think it's also important we bring that up to the front, that we're also providing some training that enables young people to improve on their capacity for e-commerce. And the last one, we call it STEP, STEP. STEP means Start Them Early Program. And basically what we are doing there is to be able to catch the people young from secondary school. You and I, when we went to school, once you do something wrong, they push you towards agric as if it's a punishment. But now, as we've been saying since morning, agric is not agriculture, it's a business. It's agric business. So we want to start them early so that we catch them right from their youthful age to say, look, you can actually make a career just like a banker, just like an engineer, just like a telecom person. You can also make a career in agric. So those are the 5 that I wanted to clarify. The other one is, I think, I also heard that on this podium, we are leveraging technology because, again, if you're going to get young people who are innovative and creative, then of course you have to know the use of technology. So for example, you go into horticulture, you have Solis Farming like you are doing here. You have hydroponics and so on and so forth. If you are going into aquaculture, you don't necessarily have to go into heating pond or go into concrete pond. I mean, you and I know how much cement is now. No, you can actually do what we call smart farming by having collapsible tanks, tarpaulin tanks, and so on and so forth. Now, to answer your question specifically, actually, the training that we do for the high youth is gender sensitive. We actually aim to get as much as 70% of women to be onboarded into our training. It is intentional, it is deliberate. And of course, the idea there is to encourage more women to begin to come into the agri space. Like one of the panelists mentioned here, a lot of young people now, right, are leaving the agri. And so our intention is, how do we bring more young women into the agri space for them to embrace agri? Because when a woman is empowered, when she's financially stable, then of course that's better for the home, better for the family, better for the community, better for the state, better for the country, and better for the world. Now, the other point I need to also bring up to speed is the fact that because we're encouraging women, so it means the thought of a gender fight should not arise. In fact, when we do our training, you see, the moment we flag and we say 70% women participation, the men look at us and say, what about us? But any sane community, any community who is thinking about the future, any country that is thinking about the future, has to see how do you empower women more. Because the more you empower women, the more they are liberated, the more they are able to feed for their family, and the better society is. And these are statistics that are everywhere, and that's the truth, anywhere in the world. So I think my answer will be that we just need to find a way how do we encourage more women participation in a way that is sustainable. It's not just talk about it and just theory, but it's truly be intentional about it, drive towards it, and ensure it truly happens. I think that's the way I will end it. Thank you.
Thank you so much to all of our panelists. Honorable Commissioner, sir, thank you. African Farmer, sir, thank you. Mr. Tokunbo, thank you. It's not time to leave. We'll be taking questions from the audience, that is the youths that are in our midst today. But I think the take home that I want for the youths to go along with, to move along with, is that you need to open your minds to possibility, you need to build capacity, and you need to work in tandem with the government of the day, because you cannot do it alone. So with this, do we have any questions from the youth, from the audience in the house? All right. Okay, someone.
Yeah, let's come back.
Just stand there. Just stand there.
All protocols duly observed. So I'm Ajayi Tsope Comfort by name, and I have 3 questions for our dear Commissioner for Agriculture in the State, sir. So one of the questions seems to have been answered, but I would love you to shed more light on it. The first question is, are there opportunities for young graduates in agriculture to launch into their career business immediately after school, which will help the young ones to study agricultural courses, knowing fully well that they will not be delayed after school? So the second question is, can the government collaborate with tertiary institutions and other youth organizations for easy accessibility to modern-day trainees and opportunities and other government programs? Right, sir. So the third question is, what is the plan for improving the agricultural value chain, and how can the young farmers feature in it?
Okay, thank you very much. I will start from the last question. How the youth can benefit from the agricultural value chain. And that's basically by processing your output. you know, because a lot of value has not been added to what we produce in Nigeria in general. So I will take the cashew value chain, for instance. A lot of people plant cashew, but they harvest, they dry, and they export. Meanwhile, they're only getting half the value that they could have gotten from their produce, only if they added value to it. So I will encourage our youth to look at ways to add value to whatever it is that they produce. If you're a fish farmer, don't just harvest your fish and sell. Find a way to add some value to it before you take it to the market. That way you will earn more money and you'll be able to expand your capacity and improve your livelihood. In terms of capacity building for youth, I had mentioned earlier that there are a couple of programs of government that is in charge of this. Last year, we were able to train over 12,000 farmers in different sub-sectors under the OXTEP program. That's Ogun State Economic Transformation Project. This year alone, we have been able to facilitate dry season inputs for farmers in Ogun State. A lot of youth were involved in it as well. We were able to provide water pumps, solar-powered water pumps for these farmers. And out of them, a lot of youths were there. And what we did with those 500 farmers is that we ensured that 40 of them were also given POS machines. That is some form of financial inclusion. That is another way of diversifying their income. So that as they are doing farming in the morning, in the afternoon, they can be processing POS and they can be earning some other form of income than just farming. So as youth, we need to look at ways for us to diversify our income, you know, so that we are not just relying on just one staple alone. In terms of diversification as well, we can be planting vegetables, we can be planting food crops. We can also look at the direction of cash crops, so that in as much as we are getting short-term or medium-term benefits of our land, we're also looking forward to long-term benefits. And to your first question, the most important way that government can use to support our youth, or indeed farmers, is access to land. And that's what the government of Ogun State has done on this particular facility. I mentioned earlier that this facility is sitting on about 81 hectares of land, and they are currently processing their documentation in Ogun State. The state government gave them a bill a few months ago, and they have paid everything. So we are looking forward to them coming back to us, telling us that they will actually want to expand from the 81 hectares to maybe 150 hectares in the nearest future, and we'll give them that kind of support again. So accessibility to land is the most important asset that you can have as an agropreneur. Thank you.
Honorable Commissioner, good afternoon. Protocols duly observed. My name is Honorable Lawrence Olaleka Dioti from Osun State House of Assembly, a House Committee member on Agriculture. Well, I want to ask this question. I have seen that you have done so well for the people of Ogun State. But to my surprise, you have not been bringing your youth in Ogun State for such training like this. I've been coming here, but I only see one constituency. Why can't you bring Ogun State youth down here? Thank you.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Honorable Tobatele Lukman, representing the good people of Abeokuta South Constituency 1. I will want to a little bit tackle what my other honorable said. Because access to information is light. I think by the next stream, which is they're bringing up new people by March or April, I know the commissioner will bring in people here. Because I learned about this program, I heard about this program, was it October last year? I never believed in it. I was in Canada when my team told me there's a program running in Awowo, because we were thinking of IITA. There's a program running in Awowo. They even paid them salary. I said, is it possible? I said, please don't announce it. Because I wouldn't want a situation where we will have announced that we're bringing people here, that they'll pay them salary. At the end of the day, they won't pay them. They'll just say, see, Honorable has lied to us. Immediately I came back from Canada, I have to rush down here, met the teams. I was really perplexed that day. That a program like this is happening in Ogun State here, and we have not been benefiting from it. And that day we spoke, they agreed to give us 100 slots. And you know our students, our youth, by the time you tell them all these things, most of them will not share in your dream. I even go to the extent of saying, okay, while you are here, I'll also pay you salary as well, in order to bring them in. Over 100, we have over 160 that applied. After a serious interview with one of the directors in Ministry of Agri, he was there that day, we chose 100. We chose 63. On the day they had to resume, we only saw 46. They don't come because they never believe what they will meet here. So that day, I gave them token, stipend of 20,000 naira, that they should. So by the time they get here, they won't have issues of food or any other thing. And I promised them that on a monthly basis, I'll be paying them 20,000. The 43 students. I think those are the incentives, those are the things you do in bringing them down here. And when the guys, when my team, when they got here, the students, the youths, every day they sent text message praying that what they felt they would meet here is not what that this place is so, what they expected, they've seen more than that. That the next stream, they will come to Abeokuta and convince people that they should come. What Atabatele brought to them is real. The only thing I want the Commissioner for Agri to promise us here today is the 43 students, the 43 youths I have here. I want the Commissioner for Agri, being the first stream in Ogun State, to promise them what they are going to do for them. If it is financial support, if it is land support, I want the Commissioner of Agri to please stand up and say it here today. Thank you very much.
I want to sincerely appreciate the kind response from our Honorable to the Cantor of Honorable for the question or talk to the Mr. Tokumbo. Don't you think it should be more dangerous for our community having 30% men and 70% women? What will happen to the men? Don't you think they will become a vagabond? Please.
Okay, so Kabiesi, you can see I'm processing it. So indeed, when we have training, you see the moment we flag that, like I mentioned, see the men, there will be, let me speak Yoruba, there will be kun, there will be, there will be queen, thank you, African farmer. But the truth is, like I said, in terms of statistics, anywhere in the world, when there are wars, when you have force majeure like COVID and so on, women are more affected. And so it's important women are empowered. Very, very important, very critical. But of course, by the time we do the training, we also see men coming. So I don't really think that's a challenge. I think rather it is complementary. And I thought that you would rather appreciate IITA for being intentional in ensuring that we bring more women into the agri-food. Because really, when we do it that way, it's more productive. It also helps overall to ensure food availability, food security, and what have you. So Kabiesi, I've heard you very well. We'll think about it for the future. But at the moment, that's what our scheme is all about. And I think it's something that is yielding good results. Thank you.
Sorry, just in passing, I would actually have preferred the Osun person to tell us what you will be doing in Osun, taking from Ogun to Osun.
Well, I love that, sir, and I would like to react. Some days ago, if you are conversant with the news, you will see that my governor, His Excellency, the governor of Osun State, Senator Nuruddin Jackson Ademola Adeleke, was in Lagos for an exhibition of cocoa. And there, he told them that in Osun State, especially my local government, if a South local government, is the highest producer of cocoa in southwest Nigeria. And that's what he has been doing. Let people know that the only way to grow in Nigeria today is agriculture. Crude oil has failed us. We have to go back to those days when Awolowo used cocoa money to build the cocoa house. We have to go back to those days that we solely depend on agriculture to survive, to run the economy of the country. There is no two way in this country again. The only way is to go back to agriculture. Thank you. We have gathered a lot. I've been coming here, and I know that people are bringing. We have no option than to tap into this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This has been a very wonderful discussion, and I really like the fact that the Honorable from Osun State brought up the issue of not enough participants from the old state, which is Ogun State. And definitely he got a response from the Honorable from Ogun State, and definitely I will need to talk about that. You know, before I became commissioner in October last year, I was the general manager of Ogun State Agricultural Development Corporation. We were responsible for managing over 18,000 hectares of plantation, that is oil palm, cashew, and rubber. Throughout my period as GM, ADC, and SSA Governor's Office, I never heard about this program. But when I became commissioner and a letter was written to my office intimating me about this program, immediately I granted audience to the leadership of Soilless Farm Lab. And I asked them, what can the government do? The only request they made from government is to ensure that more participants from Ogun State register for this program. And because of that, I told them that your next event or any other event that you'll be having, I will ensure that I'm physically present, because that alone is a form of information to the public, because they will ask questions that where is this place that the commissioner visited. So more youth will definitely know about it from my visit today. And I also told them that we'll look for ways to disseminate this information to our teeming youth population in Ogun State, so that they will not be left behind in this laudable objective. I heard that the next stream will be coming on board in April. Left to me, all the 1,000 slots should be left for... Or you don't agree? Okay. But definitely we'll be looking at getting a sizable amount of the next stream of participants on this program. So we'll be liaising more with the leadership of Soilless Farm Limited in terms of how to ensure this happens. And on the issue of the people that are here already, that have benefited from this exercise, we'll work with them. I can assure them that our governor is a listening governor. He will be briefed about my visit here today. I will let him know what is happening in Awowo under the Enterprise for Youth in Agriculture area program, so that we can both brainstorm and I can advise him on ways for him to empower this youth, so that they can serve as a form of ambassador to the next generation of youth that will be expecting on this program. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Honorable Commissioner, sir. Thank you to Honorable African Farmer Mogaji, and thank you, Mr. Tokumbo. It's been a wonderful session, if you agree with me, and I'm happy that I anchored this session. Honorable Bolu Owotomo will be happy to hear from you and collaborate more with the Ogun State government. African Farmer Mogaji, we definitely will be seeing more of you. Thank you for always supporting us. And Mr. Tokumbo, thank you for availing yourself for this panel session today. I remain Akintola Deborah Boluwaji, and until we meet again, keep building and keep growing. Do enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Commissioner, for your presence. Thank you to our great research fellow from IITA. And thank you to African Farmer Mogaji for enlightening us. In the words of Dr. Akinwumi Adesina, the president of AFDB, he said, and I quote, "The future billionaires and millionaires for Africa won't come from the oil and gas sector, but from the agricultural industry." With everything we've heard so far this morning, it is evident that I standing here and you seated here are the future millionaires and billionaires for the agricultural industry and for Africa at large. And with this, we are going to be calling on the next person, our father, and I'll give Joshua the honor to bring forward
our father, our mentor, and our tutor, our very own team lead, wizard farmer, Samson Ogbole.
Thank you so much. It's been a long 2 hours. We've borrowed extra 30 minutes. How I wish I had the power of Joshua to say, "Son, stand still." So I will know we didn't eat anybody's 30 minutes. In no particular order, Kabiesi of Awowo, thank you so much. Kabiesi has been a father to us inside this bush. I know we call it city, but it's still a bush. We are surrounded by bush. Once you climb one of the towers, that's when you know. When you are down, it looks like it's city. Also, it's a rare privilege to have the Honorable Commissioner of Agriculture for Ogun State here. We know that commissioners are always very busy. Ogun State is large. If you go from Songo to Shagamu to Ijebu, so for him to have time to branch here, thank you so much, sir. It's also a rare privilege to have my father in agriculture here. You know, there are people that just takes you up and you don't understand why they like you, but you are not complaining, no. And as a good son that has been taught properly, you come back and ask for more. That's the African Farmer Mogaji. Thank you, sir. Also present here are two of my mothers in Agric. I have disturbed their life. I know they will not say it openly. I think I'm one of those that have the privilege of calling Mommy Akpabio by 1 a.m. And I know she will reply. For Mommy Umoru, you don't need to call her 1 a.m. Now she go call you. You know, at times when you feel that, I am working hard, and you are seeing your mentors that are 20, 30, 40 years ahead of you, you try to send them message by 1 a.m. and they reply. You start asking yourself, what am I sleeping for? Because if those that you figured, these ones have made it, then they start telling you things like, "Oh, Samson, I'm sorry I came a bit late. I had to wake up by 4 a.m. I'm like, 4 a.m. Bawu? Me, I was trying to wake up 5 a.m. and I am saying I'm hardworking. And the person that is ahead of me is waking up 4 a.m. If the person ahead of you is waking up 4, you are waking up 5, it's a pointer you cannot get to where they are. It's not a cause. Because they are putting in more work. Abi? So if the person ahead of you wakes up 4, no sleep, oh. Abi? Yes, Mommy. So please, as I give my vote of thanks, Mommy also wants to say a quick word. Mommy Moro, please, as she's coming, let's celebrate her. I also have some of my other mentors in the building. Mommy Kato is around, Mommy Kato Food. I was surprised to see her. One of my big bro, where is he? Then I saw one of my sugar mommies today. I saw her last maybe 5 or 6 years ago. Mommy Enje Adelaja. Please, let's celebrate her. Those are glasses by God's grace to become our property in Jesus' name. Please, Enje Adelaja, please come up. Please come. Please, let's celebrate her. She's the special advisor to Ogun State government on agriculture. African farmer, please, Daddy, please come. Please, let's celebrate them. Let's celebrate them. Without them, there will be no Samson. Also in the premises, we have Miss Oyinda Ashaju, Farm Republic. She will always say, "Samson, whatever it is, I'm for you." Thank you so much. Uncle Sam, please, Uncle Sam, please come. I remember when I started this whole farming journey, Uncle Sam then was a manager with Honeywell, and I told him I was doing farming full time. And he said, "Don't worry, continue." I can't count how many times I'll reach out to him and say, bro, I'm broke. He will say, as long as I have money, you can't be broke. Thank you so much, Uncle Sam. Who else am I missing out? Sorry. My glass not that good anymore. They don't spoil, no verse. Please, Akin Alabi, God bless you so much. You are always available. Akin Alabi, God bless you. I love you with a passion. Mr. BC, my personal CBN, God bless you. I see they call collect money. Mr. Newton, God bless you. Professor Atungu, I know he's around. I know where Prof is. He's always very humble. He hides. I know. Thank you so much, sir. And finally, the last person I will bring up stage. All of these things that I do, it's easy to assume it's something doing everything. But there is somebody I always shout on. If I've never shouted on you, it's because we are not close. Come close, you will know I shout. Please celebrate Mrs. Peace Okwari. I can disturb her life. She's awesome. This is what I've praised you openly.
I would really love to stand on existing protocols, but it's only proper and appropriate that I honor those to whom honor is due. Kábíyèsí, kádé pẹ́ lórí, kí bàtà pẹ́ lẹ́sẹ̀. Ẹ kú àdúrótì, ẹ kú ojoojúmọ́, ẹ kú ìgbà gbogbo. We are very grateful that your community hosts this program. Many people, the current cohort will not understand what this is for me. And I will tell you in a few seconds. If you have a vision and your vision is being birthed and you share it with a number of people and you do not necessarily, and I have a reason for asking Samson to bring all of them up stage, because in my own agribusiness journey, I have encountered them in different ways. And we have stayed civil as career professionals. And, you know, Angel just whispered something to me. Oh, if I remember, someone was raving about you recently. And when I remember the person's name, I'll tell you. And the reason why I'm having to say that is that for you, the EI youths, this is just the beginning. And I like to put this charge forward. About 27 years ago, I had a dream that Nigeria could become self-sustainable with agribusiness, and I pursued that dream passionately. My father almost disowned me because his father was a cocoa farmer, and he couldn't understand why he wanted his daughter to be a medical doctor, and I revolted and decided to be, I said I quit med school. I did get admission. I quit med school and went into farming. The road hasn't been easy, and don't get it twisted. And that's why I am going to leave you with several charges. Not all of you will be entrepreneurs. Don't be deceived. Young people, not all of you will own farms. Not all of you will start businesses. Now, if we clear that understanding, we will know that what's important is that you have a decent livelihood, and you have a job that you're proud of, and you find your own niche within the agribusiness value. However, African Farmer reiterated something, and I want us to hold on to it as we go. This generation has something we didn't have when we started. And I'm happy to say we, because I knew when Angel came back to Nigeria, and I knew when she started her first container farm. African Farmer and I met along the way about the same time, but he was born into it. And in that process, I have lost ₦1 billion over time, starting a farm in Osun State, Your Excellency, sir. I have shut down 2 operations in Ogun State due to cattle herdsmen disruption and smugglers. So there are issues everywhere, all right? But one thing that has stayed consistent here, all right, and that, Samson, come back here. Something that has stayed consistent is focus, diligence. Today, she's not particularly running a farm enterprise, but she's adding value. She still is, you see, point of correction. But she doesn't have to go there every day anymore because she's built a structure and a process to drive, and she has young people running it. Now, one thing you must know is that life is a journey, and there are different seasons. Please, Honorable Commissioner, sir, don't be put under pressure to bring young people to AEI, and I will tell you why. It is important that the people who come here in each cohort are committed to the process. It is very critical. You're a new cohort of agro-entrepreneurs. Do not ask the government or your country what it will do for you, as much as you will ask what you will do for your country. Now, we will ask them, trust me, I am an advocate for challenging government. It's in my DNA. We will ask them for an enabling environment. We will ask KBSC that 4 million naira per plot of land is not good for agriculture. We will challenge that. We will humbly make requests. You know they had me, KBSC, 4 million naira per plot, work. Now, we will make the right demands, all right? But we only want those who are ready to go on the long haul with us. I have been on this journey. I have cried many tears. I have lost so much money. I have lost friends and family. But you know what? The love of country, that is one critical ingredient in the heart of everyone standing here. It's not so much about the money we make, but the impact we make this side of heaven. I do not know if tomorrow is guaranteed. So I live today like it's my last, just in case you may not see me tomorrow. Let me leave you with the charge that the people will want for the next cadre of entrepreneurs in the agribusiness sector will not be lobbied by government to come to any initiative. You qualify, you apply, you get on the program. Right now, it's being sponsored by MasterCard Foundation. 12,000 is the goal. You apply, you go through the screening, you get on the program. We will appreciate if the government of Ogun State will sponsor an additional 12,000 and pay the funds that MasterCard has made and pay the same amount of money and grants that MasterCard has given to the scheme as it stands for another 12,000, then you will see me dancing here and singing their praise. But until then, don't put pressure on the commissioner to pack youths who will come here, waste our time, waste our resources, and not add value to the state or the country. All right? Having said that, my friend here conned something. No farmer, no future, no farmer, no nation. Now, Nigeria beckons on every one of us sitting in this room or this hall right now. We're at the crucible of, if we do not manage our affairs well over the next 5 to 10 years, I'm not even sure that we will have a country to pass to our children. But if you really truly believe in Nigeria, the time to invest in Nigeria is now. And it is by the decisions you make on a daily basis, the steps you take on a daily basis, whether in and out of this program, that will determine whether we will have a country to call our own. Because I must have a country called Nigeria to call my own. I pledge to put my effort, my sweat, my time in building this nation. I hope I can find each one of you standing like this giant standing with me here to build this nation. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Please, let's celebrate my mommies and daddies. Yes. Auntie Angie, thank you.
To the allegation. 4 million plot of land is not for farming, it's for residential. Soilers here, our land had no value. When Sam came in, I think we are selling under 400. But don't think you can get it under 1 million. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone, for being a part of this occasion. I do not take it for granted. For everybody that traveled far and near, it's overwhelming to actually believe that all of these daddies and mommies left what they were doing to come all the way to this place. God bless you. Mr. Morris, sorry I didn't see you before. Mr. Morris Sitford, thank you so much. God bless you. The Lawals, God bless you. Thank you so, so much. Eshe, Adupe, I don't know how to do that in She. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We have come to the end of the program. Thank you once again, everybody, for coming. Thank you, everybody watching us live, virtually. We appreciate your time and we appreciate your commitment. Before we take our national anthem, we have a quick announcement for everybody.
Thank you once again. So we have prepared a table for everyone, our special guests, to wine and dine with us on Farm City today. So our ushers will be coming around to lead you to the place once we are done taking the national anthem. Can we please all be on our feet to take the national anthem? Arise, O compatriots. 1, 2, ready, go.
Arise, O compatriot, Nigeria call obey, to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and might, one build the nation, peace and justice shall reign.
Thank you so much. Hello everyone, special guest of honor, please, for everyone with tag 1, you have to move to the conference room. Our ushers will lead you to the conference room. And for everyone with tag 2 to 12, you have to move to the conference hall. Tag 2 to 12 have to move to the conference hall, and everyone with the guest tag, our ushers will come in to lead you to where you are supposed to be seated. Thank you once again for coming. We appreciate you. I remain Stella Shikemi Arowolo. We are Silas Farm Lab. We are technology, business, and opportunity.
And I remain Joshua Onu. Thank you once again for coming.
Oúnjẹ ni mò ń tà láti January ni mo ti dé bí ibi yóò fẹ́ fọ́ mi gan mo like ẹ̀ inú mi dẹ̀ máa ń dùn lójoojúmọ́ mo dẹ̀ máa ń fàdúrà ran anybody lọ́wọ́ kódà gan mò ń tà dáadáa ó ní nǹkan tí mo ti gbé ṣe ní nǹkan re nínú bí yìí mo ti ṣe freedom fọmọ mo ra irinṣẹ́ fún mo mọ ọmọ mi wọ́n tún bímọ mo tún ṣe freedom mo tún ṣe kó mọ rẹpẹtẹ inú mi dùn gan inú mi dùn kódà gan ilẹ̀ mi tí mò ń kọ́ lọ́wọ́ gan pàápàá ó ní nǹkan tí mo ti ṣe ọmọ mi gan tún kọ́lé lọ́wọ́ mo tún ràn lọ́wọ́ ọmọ mi kan tún wà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ó tún lóun ní ìdí owó mo tún fún lówó inú mi dùn torí pé mo wà fífọ̀ inú mi dùn gan bí mo ṣe wà níbí torí mo mọ àyè tí mo dé bí mo mọ bí mo ṣe rí kí n tó dé bí nígbà tí mo dé bí àgbàbẹ pákí ni mò ń bẹ tí mo ti ṣọ́ọ̀bù mi pa kó tó di pé mo wá síbí mo rí ọ̀nà àbáyọ ní ibí kí n tó wá síbí.
My name is Sanami Obierite, and I am one of the beneficiaries of the EYA project. I was part of the EYA 1 batch in 2023, January. And ever since I came into this training, it has been from one benefit, from one stage of learning to the other. I happen to be one of the shareholders of this company called Agrospace, and I also happen to be a staff working as an agronomist at Quad Agrospace. And I have learned so many skills. I have acquired a lot of knowledge about agriculture, about agronomy that I never knew before. And as a company that was built up as a result of this empowerment program, we were also given the opportunity to participate in various kind of competitions and also apply for grants. One of those competitions, we emerged as winners, and that's the Deal Room competition that I held last year. We won a 250,000 naira grant. If we didn't have this kind of